Hi there, Pile 2. Thank you. You guys were like the most gung-ho about this. It was actually kind of funny. I am both simultaneously shocked and not surprised at how many people chose Pile 2, because when I was looking through the cards, I was like, oh, yeah, this makes sense. A lot of people will probably resonate with this right now because we're all going through like a very transitional period. And then like I saw how many people out of all the people that commented and stuff, which I'm so grateful for all of you. Like I was like, oh wow, okay, this is actually a lot more people than I anticipated. But so if you chose this little focus, this little skeletal gladiator, or this beautiful black card with the moon and the sun on it from the Mystic Odyssey, this is your pile. So I'm going to forewarn you, when I was shuffling, you actually got 2 of these archetype cards, so we'll go through those at the end. But we're just going to start. I already shuffled all of them, so let's get them out. So the first one is Strength, and it was actually in the reverse. It was interesting because this card just kind of like flew out and flipped, and I was like, oh, lovely. These folks are in for a wonderful surprise. And then we have your Moonology card, which is Bring Love into the Situation with New Moon in Aquarius, which if you resonate with any Aquarius energy, maybe go check out Pile 1 because a lot of Aquarius energy there. Lots of owls. And then we have the Gift. Try and make space. I only have this like little box right now that I covered so nicely with this lovely cloth. For your Animal Oracle card, we have Mouse energy, which is actually kind of a lovely energy. So I love all like the little like lights up here. It kind of reminds me of Soot Sprites. It's kind of silly, but yeah, it reminds me of the Soot Sprites and their confetti. And then we have Cadmium for your Prima Materia, and I probably pronounced this wrong. I am not good with periodic element names, periodic elemental names. And then I'm gonna put this card here, just that way you guys can see everything. And then time for the double trouble of we have the Prayer. I'm gonna set this over here. And then we have the Gem. So immediately when I look at this deck, or not this deck, but this pile, is, I'm just gonna move this forward a little bit. I can see how disempowered you feel. With the Strength in the reverse, with the Mouse energy, with Cadmium, and with how stressed the woman in the gift card is looking, I can see how stuck you feel. You feel so insignificant. You feel so unheard, so undervalued. But the problem is that you're looking for reciprocation. This says bring love into the situation. You're looking for reciprocation in that love externally. You need to be looking for it internally. You need to bring love for yourself into this situation. So Mouse energy is really fantastic. Mouse energy allows you to be picky with who you have in your space. It allows you to plan. It allows you to focus. It allows you to become really productive. But the downside to that is you become paranoid, you become fearful, you become controlling, because there's all these little things, all of these little variables that you try to take into account, but you just can't manage because of the unpredictability of life, right? Like that's just kind of how it goes. But looking at this, like, you are a gift. You are a blessing, and you need to recognize the power that you have within yourself. That's what this gem card is about here. So when we talk about the gem, we talk about, you know, a diamond in the rough. It's something that's found in a substance that's very unlike it. That's why you see like all of these little worms and roots and all kinds of things like all around, all of these tangled brambles all around this beautiful rainbow watercolor gem. And then here we have that same kind of rainbow energy reaching out from like these roots. So it's almost like, I'm gonna switch these, because it's almost like this is about when you do realize what a gift you are, when you do realize like what a blessing you are, you're reaching up out of these brambles to start pulling yourself into a better place within yourself, you know. Your inner light is what supports all of this. So you're at a point in your life right now, on your path, in your energy, where you are working on recognizing all that you have to offer, but you still have a lot of these troubling thoughts, a lot of this paranoia, a lot of this fear. Like cadmium talks about like a lack of recognition of your self-worth. It talks about feeling inconsequential, more like a decorative fixture in your own life instead of an active participant. To take back your power, you need to start making choices that benefit you. And I know that that sounds selfish, but we need a little bit of selfishness to help keep us healthy. You need to recognize all that you have to offer. Like, you are the answer to your own prayers. You are, like I said before, a gift, and by stepping into this self-loving energy, you can flip this and recognize how resilient you are. Strength is represented by a lion for a reason, and that is because lions are incredibly strong. They're prideful. They know what they want in life and they go after it. Same thing with that Leo energy too, you know? We all make jokes about how Leos are egotistical or prideful or whatever, but you know what? At least the Leos are confident enough, those toxic Leos, they're confident enough to go after what they want, even if it's in an unhealthy way. You know, they still have that confidence to push forward. And like with this prayer, you need to move beyond your ego, and your ego is false because your ego is lying to you about your self-worth. You need to move beyond your ego and to recognize that you need to revere yourself. You need to treat yourself like the blessing that you are, because without that, you're not going to ever step into this power where you have so much wonderful potential. Enough of that though. Let's go ahead and get into your tarot. I'm going to use this teeny tiny little Wild Unknown deck because I have limited space. I'm going to do 5 cards. So let's go ahead and see, what does pile 2 need to know right now? This video went a lot better so far than pile 1, because pile 1 was my first go, and I was very anxious. I still am anxious, but I know a lot of you for pile 2. I know this energy really well, so I'm very comfortable, like, navigating it. Flipping. Okay. So we have the Nine of Wands. I'll show it to you quick, actually. If it'll focus. Hello. There we go. Nine of Wands. What else do we have? Oh, that one popped out. We have the Six of Pentacles. I love this card. I think it's so pretty. It's just this dainty little branch with the little fruits growing on it. Fruits of your labor. Kind of what it talks about is like the fruits of your labor coming into existence. What else do we need to know right now? Okay, we got 2 of them. So first one is Judgment. And then we have the Daughter of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. And then one more, please, Spirit. Let's get one more for pile 2. Okay, we got too many, so we're gonna have to go ahead. Oh, sorry for the wiggling. I have my phone propped up on a box because I don't have like a tripod or anything. So yeah. And then we have the Son of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. All right, so Pentacles energy is very slow. It's very, very slow and steady, wins the race, tortoise versus hare, that kind of a whole thing. So looking at this energy that you have right now, as far as like the Nine of Wands goes, you've been put through a lot of adversity. You're not just like, so the way that you've been beaten down and the way that you beat yourself down, rather, is the way that others have beaten you down, is the way that others have put you down, is the way that others have made you feel disempowered or insecure. And you've continued to climb these rungs all the way up to the top, in spite of all the thorns and the branches in your way. You have continued to shoot for the moon, quite literally. And it hasn't stopped you, but it's made you really doubt yourself and doubt your capabilities to bring this beautiful new future for yourself into being. You need to release judgment and forgive yourself. The Judgment card always comes with a lot of fear, which is why I really like the way this deck portrays it. It's this beautiful dove that's flying up out of all this darkness, out of all these branches, out of the masses, to illuminate all that shines below it, you know? The dove talks about ascendance, essentially, and how we need to ascend and forgive ourselves for the things that we did not know. You know, you only ever act with the knowledge that you have at the time, and you can only do the best that you can with what you knew then. Hindsight is 20/20, you know, like it's perfect vision. If we knew everything we did then we would never make mistakes, we would never learn, we would never grow, and that's okay. You know, take things slowly, but start to step into your power again. Don't be afraid of the future that's coming. Don't let this mouse energy hinder you in that, because you have the capability to create this really stable future and to manifest. But you need to be able to recognize that you have to take back your power first. You have to stop holding yourself accountable for things that you were not responsible for or that you had no knowledge of at the time. You know, step forward, step into the light, because you deserve to create this future for yourself. You deserve to feel powerful, and you deserve to understand that you are a blessing. You know, you are wanted here. People, if you're feeling any kind of depressed way, I'm so sorry, and please feel free to reach out for help, because like, just this feeling of disempowerment is so familiar to me, and I understand it. I've been there so many times. You know, I was abused for 5 years through various partners, various ways, and it took me forever to figure out all I needed to do to take back my power was to start setting boundaries and recognizing everything that I have to offer. I needed to recognize that I was a gift, that I was a gem, that, you know, I was a diamond in the rough. Diamonds are formed under pressure, right? So what are you doing? You're under pressure right now, just like that stupid Queen song, Under Pressure. Like, you are forming yourself, or the universe is forming you, helping you form yourself. The universe is helping you form yourself into something wonderful. And you just need to trust that process and forgive yourself along the way for everything you didn't know. Who I am hates who I've been, but who I am would not exist without who I've been, because who I've been allowed me to survive to become who I am. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your support. If you have any questions, I'm probably going to do like an extended on this, because this energy, you guys need a lot of help, and I personally resonate with this a lot because I've been through this part of the journey already. Thank you so much for your time.